Hello everyone, I am Saksham Sharma, founder of Careerkunj and former TCS HR and recruiter. Back again on the Pitstop Hiring update. So the written round is done and I hope it went good for you. I've spoken to few students and I came to know that the level of the test was moderate and somewhere between moderate to tough. But don't worry, I have seen many students in the past who has not given very good written round, but still they got selected in the written round. So they have an algorithm to check who nobody knows that, and I have seen many students not in just pit stop hiring, but in every hiring of TCS, some students even without a good written round they get selected. God knows how, but yeah, still it happens. So keep your hopes alive. Number one. Number two, some students are asking about the cutoff. So let me tell you, friends, this is a national level hiring, and all the cutoffs and everything will be decided at the national level. So basically, how it happens, the cutoff will be proportional to number of requirement. For example, they have to take, they have certain number of requirement. Let's say 100, 150 requirements pan India. So accordingly they will decide how many candidates they want to interview. Like for example, 5 candidates per against the requirement. So it will be number of candidates like that. So basically, the cutoff will depend upon the toughness level, and it will be something that is never fixed. Okay, that depends upon the requirement, and it can be anything. It can be 60%, 70%, 50%, depends upon how the majority of the candidate have performed, and depending upon the number of requirement, they will set a level that okay, they need 500 candidates to interview, so 500 candidates are coming at this cutoff, so that will be the cutoff. So it is not disclosed. It is just like that. A list will come from the corporate means a centralized recruitment team to different region, that this candidates from your region have been shortlisted for the further interview stage, and accordingly you will get the call. The next question students are asking were about when will be the result declared. So now let me explain you one thing, that the result can come anytime, number one. Number two is that it can be at a different, the interview can be at a different date for a different region, because TCS recruitment, is divided into different regions, and every city, comes under a certain region. Okay, they have their TH team, like Mumbai have its own, Chennai have its own, Bangalore have its own, Hyderabad have its own, Delhi have its own, so Pune, then Indore, so like that. So depending upon their availability and their panel's availability, a region will set up the interview for pit stop hiring. So it can happen for different dates for different students from different regions. Okay, but yeah, you should be ready, because it can come anytime. Given that it's a very niche hiring, the numbers are not much in HR hiring compared to other hiring of TCS, because HR is a support function. It's not a core workforce of the TCS. Those are the engineers. Those are the IT guys. Okay, so the numbers will be very less. So I don't think so. They would have to do a lot to make the shortlisting list, and share it with the colleges and the students, and yeah, so it can come anytime for you. So keep checking your mail, and yeah, it can come anytime for you. So that was the second thing student wants to know. And third thing is that what next? The next will be the interview. You will receive the communication about you are shortlisted for the further process, and then it will come to you directly also, or it can come to you from your college also. Many times the recruiter send the list to the particular college. Since not many colleges are invited in this hiring, it can directly go to the college TPO also, that this candidates are shortlisted and the interviews planned on this date at this time. Most likely it will be at TCS office, right? So good chances that it will be at TCS office. So you would be called to the TCS office for the further process. What next? So it will be the interview stage, and but with the interview they also will take your GD. Firstly, you will be called to the TCS office, and then your document verification will happen, in which they will check you are meeting the eligibility criteria. So all the things that have been mentioned before, including your percentage, your gap years, and the backlogs, everything will be checked, and then you will be allowed to further participate in the process. So firstly the background check, firstly the documents verification will happen, number one, and then you will be divided. There will be different panel sets. Okay, so what will happen depending upon number of panel sets? A panel will have three people. Okay, so there will be three people. Depending upon a number of panel set, they will allot the candidate to a particular panel set. Let's say 10 people will be allocated to one panel set. So that panel set will take the group discussion of those candidates which have been given to them. So that 10, 12 candidates, 15 candidates, they have to go to that panel set, and that panel set will firstly take their group discussion. Okay, GD round. So the good part of the GD is that it is only one of the stage. It is not an elimination round, so it's basically test the rise. Like, it is just to get a prima facie idea about the candidates. So you will be given a topic. It can be an HR topic, it can be a trending topic, latest news, it can be anything. Past topics in that had been given in the last few years were work from office versus work from home, or social media, good or bad. So this kind of topics can be there. So you there will be a group discussion, and the panel will make a note of your observation, or all those answers. You will what you will speak, how you will speak, and your communication skills. So they will make a note of basically the prima facie evaluation of yours. And then as a panel we remember the candidates. Okay, that particular candidate was good. Okay, he or she will be coming for the interview. So during the interview you will be evaluated more. But yeah, the group discussion is just to get the prima facie understanding. And many times we also understand that the particular candidate is not at all good, he has not spoken in the GD at all. So let's not waste time in the interview. So that is also one thing that happens. So do participate well in the group discussion. Speak good points. Speak confidently, and then yeah, don't fight. It would be HR, team HR students GD. So don't fight. Don't make it a fish market. Okay, put your point. With confidence and with all due respect to the other candidates, and that's okay. I think that's enough for you to make a first good impression. But yeah, your selection will be decided in the interview only. Okay, so basically, as I have said, it will just give us a prima facie understanding. Okay, it will not affect your selection or rejection. If you have not done good in GD, you still have a chance to do well in the interview. But yeah, you have to really do well in the interview, because they will definitely have some idea about you from your performance in the group discussion. Next thing is that you will then be again come to the waiting area, and then you would be called one by one to the interview panel, and by the interview panel, and that particular interview panel will evaluate you. And then before that you will be given case study. So basically there will be a short case. I will show you. There will be a short case, on HR theme, and then you will be given a piece of paper on which the case is printed, and then you have to. So they give you basically, just before your interview. So if you are next to go for the interview, you will be given case at that time, and then you have to read the case. You have to think about a solution as an HR manager, and then you have to walk in the interview room for the interview. So the panel will understand from you what was the case. So they don't know what case has been given to you, because that case is given outside by the recruitment team. So panel is not aware. So the first thing that you have to do in the interview is to debrief the case, right? What case was that? So be good at debriefing, because I have seen when I have taken interviews, the student doesn't debrief the case well, so we don't get the understanding. Okay, what was the case actually? Okay, so do the good debriefing. I will show you a case also, how what type of cases are given and how you have to answer them in this video. So we'll show you case live and how to solve it as well. Yeah, so you have to give the solution of case study, and then your interview will also parallelly started. Maybe they will ask you to introduce you first, then they will come to the case study, or they will directly jump to the case study, and then will ask you the rest of the interview questions. An interview, what can be asked? Anything can be asked. Most of the questions will come from your resume. So mention all the things that you know in the resume. Don't mention anything that you don't know or you are not confident about, because resume is one thing, which we look at and ask the questions. Okay, so that's one common thing that you should know, that questions will come from the resume most likely, and then there will be questions from the HR areas. There will be questions from the trending topics, the trending HR affairs, and then some TCS related questions and how much you know about TCS. Okay, so in this video, I have decided to just give you an idea about the case study. Apart from explaining the entire process, come in the coming days, I will make a video about different HR functions in TCS, so that you know what all different function exist in TCS HR and what can be the good one for you, so that you can speak that in the interview. Okay, I want to join this particular function because because of this, because of that. So maybe I will make another video on different HR functions that exist in TCS, so that you get more clarity about how the HR of TCS works, right? So as of now, as I said, let's have a look at the case, what kind of cases are given, and how to solve that. Okay, so yeah, so you can see this is a short case. It is a very short case. You will be given a printed paper. It's a very short case, and then you have to read the case. So let's go ahead. You are an HR manager in large IT services organization. A newly acquired client project required rapid deployment of skilled resources within a short timeline. Although organization has a sizable talent pool, the project leadership reports difficulty in finding ready resources. Okay, at the same time, the several employees are on the bench for extended periods, and some have started raising concern about role stagnation. Client pressure is increasing, and senior leadership expects HR to ensure optimal utilization without increasing hiring costs. So, a typical condition in an IT company. So, basically, this is a typical case of an IT company, and this kind of situation actually comes. So, now this is a case. You have to now suggest a solution as an HR manager. What should be done here in this particular situation? So, couple of things before I suggest you the solution. One thing is that understand the case well. Okay, people are in very hurry that they don't read the case properly. Okay, so the more you read, the more understanding you will get. Secondly, don't jump on the solution directly. Okay, so you should not jump on the solution about a problem immediately. Okay, try to understand the problem better, try to analyze, try to diagnose. Okay, what is the pain area, what is the root cause, through the root cause analysis, and what is the solution in short term, mid term, and long term. Okay, so it should not be like, okay, for example, some students, I have seen, they give very extreme answers very immediately. Okay, I will terminate the employee, I will give him a hike. These things are not so easy, and this is not the right solution. Okay, since you have not worked in a corporate, so you might not have idea, but let me tell you, terminating the employee is always the last option, right? And then again, giving a hike again is not so easy. In big companies, there's a process which has to be followed. So again, we don't have such options, to try to give a solution. Okay, basically, most of the problems are solved by proper communication and some initiatives that we can take within our powers and authority that we have, right? So first thing is that understand the case. Number two is understand, debrief it properly, because the panel will not know this case. You will, tell them. So make sure that you brief it the same way. Many students doesn't, brief the case properly. I have seen. Okay, and that is certainly not a good impression. Okay, so brief the case and properly. Maybe you can do a practice before you go into the interview room, and then okay, for this case, as I have said, always analyze the case in detail, try to find the solution, try to think of some academic concepts that you have studied, what concepts are fitting here, what theory can be used to solve this problem, what practical solutions can be given here to solve this problem. So basically, again, for any case, as an HR manager, the first thing you should say is I should, I will analyze the problem. I will try to see more data about it. I will try to see, what kind of problems are coming, from where they are coming and what can be done about it. What are our policies, that can help here. So basically, there is a project, where they need resources, because they have to serve a task to a client in a short timeline, but they don't have ready resources. Okay, at the same time, the company have many resources on the bench means, they are candidate employees in the pool. Okay, means they are not deployed on any project for very long time, and they are raising, they have not been given any role and they are just getting the salary. And then some candidates, many of them have started making concerns about the role stagnation, means, the monotonicity in the role, that they are doing the same thing for a long time. So the client pressure is increasing and senior leadership expects HR to ensure optimal solution without increasing hiring costs. So always remember, there is one thing. Okay, there is one side which is called business. Okay, how, which makes money, and then there is another side which is employee, and then its well-being and what can be done with the employee, right? So you have to strike a balance between the business and the employee well-being. You cannot give a solution just for the employee benefit, or you cannot just give a solution for the company's benefit or profit. You have to strike a balance, and that is always a good answer, right? So try to suggest a solution that, I will try to uh, you know uh, understand that what are the exact skill requirement, and then I will do a mapping of the skill set of the people who are on the bench, and then I will see that, okay, this skills they need and these are the skill set of the people who are on the bench or in the pool, and then I will try to make a best fit, or I will try to see who can be very, fast upskilled. For example, you can always upskill, right? You know something and, they need something else, so you can always learn that, right? So you will also try to see where there are the possibilities of upskilling, and then you will upskill those particular employees, and uh, uh, deploy them, in the project. And since they need it on the, immediate basis, again you will make a plan with the talent development team or learning and development team, so that the upskilling can be done fast, right? And they can be immediately deployed, right? And then you will make a plan about the immediate deployment, and then midterm deployment, then long term deployment. And then you will, be in continuous communication with the client in the project, that how things are moving, how things are going on, what changes have come after deploying some resources. And likewise, you will help them, by balancing the business problem and, the employee issues, right? So that is always a good solution. Don't say I will hire the new employees from outside and deploy them. We have to take care of the hiring cost. Okay, things are not so easy. Okay, it is not theory. Things, you have to be very practical. From all my HR experience, I have learned that, it's not so easy. Things are very complex, and you really have to put your brain and, to solve problems, right? So always, think practically, analyze the problem, and give a balanced solution. And your solution should be, in immediate term, mid term, and long term. Okay, not one solution will always fit, right, everywhere. Okay, so I hope you got this understanding. So this is a case, this is a typical case which can be, this type of case will be given to you, and you have to suggest a solution. Okay, and then they will be cross questioning you, that, okay, this will not work, that, okay, you will suggest a solution, they will say no, this will not work, then you suggest some alternative, then again they will say this will also not work. So keep on thinking to the level you can think, and then you can say, okay, if it doesn't work, then I will take help from my senior HR colleagues, who has already solved such a problem in the past, right? So that is always a good answer, to take help of, the senior colleagues. So that is how practically it happens, that when we come into a problem, when we face a problem, the best people to go for are the seniors, right? So okay, yeah, so if they grill you too much, then always say that, okay, I think I need to take the advice of my seniors or of my reporting manager, how to tackle this particular case, right? So I hope you got a good idea about case. Case is a new thing, which is not usually asked by the companies in the recruitment process. So I thought to give you, an example of how the cases are solved and what should be your approach. And then I think this video has already gone very long. Maybe I will make a different video on the interview preparation and what kind of interview, what questions can be asked to you. At the same time, if you want to give a mock interview with me, wherein I will review your resume, I will also give you a case and will understand how you are solving it, and of course, will ask you some HR questions. So you can book a mock interview as well with me from the link given below in the comment section. Those who are very serious and taking this opportunity, very seriously as an option, then you should definitely go for the mock interview, because the selection numbers will be very less, given that the HR is a niche hiring. So you should ensure that you are not doing any mistake, because a small thing can affect your scoring and accordingly your selection. So it would be a recommendation, if you are really committed and serious about this particular hiring, then try giving a mock interview, and I'm sure it will help you a lot. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be making more videos about Pitstop hiring. Maybe one on the rules in TCS, and secondly on the the interview questions. So stay tuned. Thank you so much.